Good evening. It's my honor and privilege to welcome you to a BW Healthcare Dialogue. Today we're talking to a person who's trying to make sure that people across the world, and especially in India, are able to build a preventive shield against COVID. Let me welcome a serial entrepreneur, a do-gooder, a social business impact evangelist, Mr. Anil Kejriwal, the founder of i2Cure, to this BW Healthcare Dialogue. Welcome, Mr. Kejriwal. And how have been the last 8 months for you personally and professionally?
Personally, I've been locked up, cannot do too much of work. I'm a very social person, feeling very alienated from the society. But professionally, it's done a lot of good thinking, a lot of new ideas. Because if you're operating day to day, you don't get time to think. But I got a lot of time to think and cultivate new ideas for the society. And one good idea is here, which I've been working on for several years, and now I'm here to implement it.
Fantastic. Talking about this idea, Mr. Kejriwal, India's numbers in terms of COVID have gone up in the last 2 weeks. The fatalities have gone up. Maybe it will subside, but we have to now live with COVID. You come up with this new solution to COVID. Tell our viewers, how did the idea come about? What is the solution? And how do you think it can help us build a shield against COVID?
I am a chemical engineer of 1974 batch of IIT Kanpur, but I've never done any chemical industry or healthcare work in all my career. So I thought it was time to give back to the society. And last few years, I've been working with Dr. Jack Kessler and Douglas Spitz and the team out of Virginia. They had some innovative products to help the society based on molecular iodine. So our whole focus was to work on virus, bacteria, and fungus. So our major focus was to save people from tuberculosis and tinea and fungus in India, because India is the capital for tuberculosis and tinea in the world. We have more than 50 million people suffering from it. So we were focusing on that. And then suddenly COVID pops up and everybody started talking about COVID. And our product was very powerful on viruses. And we tested it for COVID and it found that it went up to 6-7 logs, means within 20 seconds it could kill 99.9999% of COVID. So we said that if the world needs us to support in COVID, so we started working on direction of COVID to help people save from COVID. And we are COVID defense. We are not a cure. So we will protect you. We are like pre-vaccine. From before the vaccine comes in, we can protect people. And it is a poor man's protection. Vaccine may be very expensive. Rich people could only afford it initially. So here we are. We are here to protect people from COVID. And after COVID slows down, we definitely have a lot of other products to protect people from tuberculosis, protect people from all kinds of skin diseases, and various other actions. This is all molecular iodine based, which is the invention of huge Virginia team, which has worked with the US Defense Forces.
Showcase the product to our audience. Because one of the reasons I've accelerated this dialogue with you is so that I believe in what you do and I've used the product, show the product and tell us how to use the product. So it is non-alcoholic based.
What the bottle looks like.
Yes. And it is non-alcoholic based.
Yes.
So you take 2 drops and put it on your hand. And unlike alcoholic based sanitizers, which kind of wash off, so they take off what you have, but they don't stay there. What I'm able to understand by using it, that it stays for a couple of hours. And if you did it twice a day, it could possibly shield you throughout the day from COVID. And you put it in your nose, and you put it on your lips, because really through hands, nose, and the lips, the virus spreads. So give us a demonstration while I'm talking to you Mr. Kejriwal?
Yeah, this is this is how the package looks like, and this is what the bottle looks like. All you need to use is 2 drops from the bottle. That's it. 2 drops. Take a small swab, stuff it in your nose, deep inside, because we want to protect your sinuses. We want to protect COVID. This is the main route of COVID to travel inside. We want to protect your nose route. People have cured their sinus using it. That's a side reaction. They've cured their snoring using it, which we were not ready for it, but people are feeding us back that we have stopped snoring. And then apply to your lips so the mouth passage is blocked. Then rest of it, you rub it in your hand so it kills everything on your hand. So you get a complete protection. Unlike the sanitizers people sell, those sanitizers are just for hand surface. And actually they are designed for hard surfaces, not for human skins, because they damage your skin. All the alcohol and the chlorine based, they're disinfectants. They're great product to be used in hard surfaces. You should use them on tables, on clothes, and we don't recommend you to use our product on anywhere except your skin, because this is a product which is high glycerin, which saves your skin from all kinds of other damages. And other products, you go ahead and use it for hard surfaces. Please don't use it for your skin. It can damage it.
And Mr. Kejriwal, why? And this is a preventive product, and it is affordable. I know that you have sachets too for single use. Tell us, why do you say this is affordable? What is the price point of this product, and how can one buy this?
So each bottle, I showed you a small bottle like this, lasts you for 2 months and costs about 300 something. So per day usage is less than 4-5 rupees. Whereas the alcohol based, you use 10 milliliter every time and use it for 10 times a day. So it works out several times more expensive than this. And this you can keep it in your pocket, personal use. Before you go out of your house, go out to meet someone, just apply. If you don't have a swab, apply with your fingers. Just protect yourself completely. And of course, wear your mask. We don't say don't wear your mask. And although in our office nobody is using a mask and we have zero fatality, not a single positive case in our office. We have known of families where even our lawyer, his whole family got COVID except who works for us, who has been using i2Cure. I've known 2 families living next to each other. One family, entire family got it, including their pregnant daughter-in-law. But the other side didn't get it at all, who are using i2Cure. There are hundreds of thousands of sub-reports. We're compiling these reports for the media, which will soon be available to everyone.
Mr. Kejriwal, we believe you, we trust you, but for someone who says to you, how are you sure of its effectiveness beyond what you shared? What makes you so sure about its effectiveness? And the strain of the virus is changing. So how do you deal with the potency of the virus vis-a-vis of the potency of what it is saving?
We have got it tested at multiple labs in US, Singapore, India, Russia, all over the place. And it has shown up to 6 log protection against every virus. We are not talking COVID. It kills every virus up to 99.99999%. We have certification of Russia, we have certification of Singapore, we have certification of Philippines, Oman. Multiple countries are approving it one by one, where we are starting our shipments. The governments are very excited with the product because it kills every kind of virus, bacteria and fungus. And it is all natural. You can understand iodine is extracted from seaweeds. It's not a synthetic product. It has no side reactions. It's supposed to be very healthy. We even use iodine in our salt. It's recommended by Indian health ministries to use it for salt. So iodine and there is a mission in government of India which is promoting against deficiency of iodine in Indian people. So we are serving multiple purposes, killing the germs, killing the bacteria, the viruses, and yet also making people good for iodine. And it is nothing, iodine and glycerine, both are excellent products, both are natural products. Only difference we have made from previous products, like from childhood, we have known that we were got hurt. It's the most powerful antiseptic known to human being for last 2 to 300 years. As a child, when we got hurt, we would always put the tincture iodine, the red medicine, which was known in our college days everywhere. But the problem there, one, it left a huge color mark afterwards, which was nasty. Secondly, uh, this is not a very stable. It is a very mild product. The product we have built is 200 times more powerful. The stability of molecular iodine in those products is less than 50 to 100 ppm, parts per million. And we have created a product which can go up to 3,500 parts per million. Therefore, we are almost 200 times more effective than what was known in the past. And iodine is known for medical use for more than 200 years. So we are not, this is not a rocket science synthesis or any other product. It's a very natural product put into the right formulations. That's all.
Okay. What about ICMR? What about India? How do you see the adoption in India happening? And what about, do we need an ICMR nod for a product like yours?
No, not really, because it's a natural product, but yet we have gone to ICMR and various authorities. And I even met Professor Vijay Raghavan, who's the principal scientific advisor. And the problem in India has been that they are not allowing COVID testing. The COVID virus test is not allowed so far by labs. So we had to get the testing done in US, in Singapore, and Russia, multiple labs. So they have all confirmed it's good. But we are pushing the Indian government to allow this product. But they're okay with the results of overseas labs now. But we are still pushing them to start testing in India so that people get more confidence of the product. So hopefully we will be able to get a test done at ICMR soon.
Clearly, by providing this product, you believe in the old adage which says prevention is better than cure. While the vaccine will come in the next 30 to 60 days, and over the next 90 days, distribution will start and reach, the masses at some point of time. And the Prime Minister has personal interest in making sure that the vaccine gets accelerated and gets distributed. But clearly, you are building something which is preventive. Prevention is better than cure. Now, let me shift gears and ask you, again, one of the things about alcohol-based sanitizers is that, proponents of a certain faith don't use it because their religion kind of disallows using alcohol, right? And they have not used the alcohol-based sanitizers in a big way. And in some communities, they've been big spreaders, and the virus multiplied through the carriers that emanated from those communities. Do you believe that your product in some way is an alternative for those communities who don't want alcohol-based products?
We are halal certified. We are alcohol free, and we are supporting this with every community which is having trouble with using alcohol in their hands. The published statistics show that those communities have much bigger cases of COVID than the others because they are not using the alcohol based. So alcohol based is bad from the religious point, bad for your skin because it evaporates all the water on your skin, and people have started developing blisters. If you talk to any dermatologist, he would say big no to any alcohol based sanitizer. So they recommend, even WHO is now saying that you wash your hands, avoid using alcohol, use it only if necessary. But our product will soon, everybody will say, don't wash your hand, use this. This is a much safer product than, It's glycerine. So uh, my daughter in California tells me that soon you will find people not keeping a Vaseline tube in their purse. The girls will start keeping this because this will protect you and also nourish you. So we want to make this product a habit. We don't want to limit it to COVID. We want it to make it a habit, protect people from many more things than COVID. Now, we can also explain that this is not a surface thing. The iodine of from this product penetrates into your system and goes deep inside your skin. And that vapor from the skin keeps coming out and protecting you throughout the day. Unlike others, which are only on the surface, the moment you wash it, moment you wipe it, it's gone. So it's not protecting you anymore. But we recommend people to wash hands as many times, wash it, use alcohol, anything. It's gone inside. So it's protecting you from inside, not from outside. So this is a great, product to use for human being. Of course, it's surfaces because there's no place to penetrate inside. If you can't penetrate it, it will not stay there. Perfect. And sizes will actually use much better usage on hard surfaces. We do not recommend our product on hard surface. We use it only for human beings.
Okay.
Next
Now, how do
question.
you think the adoption in India will happen? What is the kind of rollout you see over the next few weeks? And for Indians to start using it in a big way, what do you think are the catalysts that are needed?
Awareness. I think people like you would be needed to educate people. Indian people are very suspicious of any new things, and there are too many scams happening around it. People have been caught for selling methanol in place of sanitizers, people dying by drinking it, catching fire in the car. There's so many YouTube publications coming out that how people are suffering by using multiple sanitizer. People are promoting chlorine base, which cancerous products they are promoting. So they are telling people to use on their body something which is good for surfaces, for wood, for metals, everything. They're very good for those. Your car door is good, but don't put it in your hands. Put something which is, we have done all the psychotoxicity tests out of the best labs in the US. We have excellent results. We have done tests for toxicity by Indian Institute of Toxicology in Pune. They have given us amazing report. They said this is the best product for a human being to be used. We have done persistence tests at Choksi Labs, which is FDA lab in India. Choksi Labs certified it, the toxicity done. People were made to dip their hand in it for a month, and they found that it was absolutely safe, soft and nice. So we have got a 5-star rating from every kind of lab in the world which is tested, including NUS, Singapore, and labs in Middle East. Everyone feels that this is a product built by human being for human being. It's not a product for machinery, for the surfaces. So we strongly promote that we should use it extensively for your own body, and especially for full protection on your nose and lips, wherever the corona can enter. You should block all your passages so that just hand is not enough. Hand is just a carrier, but real travel surfaces are through the nose and the mouth. So we want to protect you completely, and not like typical disinfectant and sanitizer.
Okay, Mr. Kejriwal, we trust you and believe you. Uh, Now, I want to shift gears. Prime Minister has been talking of Make in India. And this product, while you're exporting to more than 22 countries, you named some of those. Tell us, where is it being manufactured? And as its adoption grows, what is the contribution that you would likely to make to the Indian economy?
Uh, I, excellent question. This is a question I love. This research has been done for last few decades in labs in Virginia, including some support from the defense uh, teams, and uh, this the conversion of iodine into stability of molecular iodine and removing the color of iodine. That all work has been done in Virginia, but that is only we use 1500 parts per million. So we are flying that into India and blending and testing and packaging everything in India. So this is typical the Prime Minister dream project, make in India for the world. So the team was very keen to do it in Vietnam or do it in India or in China or Indonesia. But I really fought it out. I said that we have to do it in India. India has needs it more. The market is more, and plus, I started my career and did most of my life with the IT industry, and I have seen how IT industry grew in the Y2K. The whole boom came in one shot during Y2K. Everybody got scared. Very similar fear psychosis was in 2000 about bombs exploding, the whole world is diminishing. The same thing has happened with COVID. Now we have another opportunity after 20 years. So let us now become the healthcare number one in the world. India can easily become, after IT, top health world leader. I am sure in another decade, India will be healthcare leader of the world. IT and healthcare together can drive India past any China, any America. I'm more than sure that once we have these two domains controlled and respected by the world for, we don't need to make plastic toys and small toys and products like China is making. We will have much bigger value. I still remember one quote of Deng Xiaoping of uh, of China when Chinese Revolution started, business revolution. He mentioned when America was doing the China bashing during Deng Xiaoping's time, he mentioned one very interesting thing. He gave the example of metal, of the Barbie doll. He said that we import plastic uh, from US and convert it into Barbie doll. So we import worth about $1 and then export back at $1.50. Now this product is sold for $50 by Mattel, the American companies. So we have made 50 cents blue collar labor, whereas the Americans are making $50 of branding labor. So we should be bashing you or you are bashing us. So we will produce for the world something which already has a strong IPR. We have a product, we are not selling it value add. We are going to sell it at the global product prices. So just like IT, investment is nothing. Like these industry, we will sell it 1,000 times of our cost of production, not like China. Just add 10%. So once IT and healthcare put together, that's enough for India. Let's import everything else. Who cares? But these two products are going to drive India into next phase of economy.
Mr. Kejriwal, you've been successful in your ventures. You've nurtured businesses that have gone on to do well. Tell us what is different about this venture. You're 68 years young now. You have achieved what you needed to achieve. So what is different about this venture? What is driving you so hard to be able to make an impact?
Give back. I made enough money in the IT industry, and I really don't need to make money anymore. But I just felt I have to give back to what I have got from the society. And this healthcare is the best domain I could think of giving back to the Indian society, because the most people are poor, they can't afford very expensive treatments. I don't know how many people will be able to afford vaccines for at least a couple of decades. But this product, every poor man can use it, and we will protect them like vaccine will do to the rich. We'll protect the poor. So this is a very passionate project for me, and this is not about making money and all. I've made enough, and this I want to service the people. You know, we have started with COVID. We are going to get into tuberculosis. We are going to get into every kind of treatment which a poor man needs, and at their affordable prices. You would not believe this product we are selling in the US market at $11, and in India we're trying to sell it at $3. So we are going to sell it much cheaper than the rest of the world in India, and make sure it goes to every poor man.
Okay, Mr. Kejriwal, we wish you luck in your endeavor to provide a preventive shield. Before I let you go, I also want to talk to you about entrepreneurship. You nurtured entrepreneurs. You yourself been an entrepreneur. There are other entrepreneurs in your family, including your son, your daughter-in-law. Tell us, how have the rules of entrepreneurship changed in the last 8 months? Some, of course, are eternal. They won't change. It starts with a need gap analysis, with a product or a service, and then the business model you build around it. Frugality matters. All aspects need to come together for the offering to kind of succeed. Give us, how has entrepreneurship changed over the last 8 months?
Oh, it has been a great change. This is very Y2K I'm seeing again, that people have learned to stay home, and they can work from home. They realize that has really crashed the state of the office use and boomed the housing use, and a lot of products which are like cooking at home and socializing and internally socializing, loving to stay with your children and grandchildren. So I think that the life is going to be not the same anymore. After this whole phase gets over, people have realized different ways. And about entrepreneurship is you have to be the right time, which is always known. And there's this opportunity which we got in Y2K as the opportunity of fooling the world that we can do it, but there's nothing happening. But here in COVID times, we have to find solutions for people, not only on medical. We have to find solutions to people.
We have a real problem. We have a real problem this time. People are dying. Yeah. People, so clearly there is a problem to be solved, and it's a real problem. In India also,
it's not real. No, it's not real problem. Just the healthcare side of it. It's real problem business-wise. Everybody's finding, even who's not suffering is finding it as an excuse not to pay their bills. They're trying to fool every kind of businesses, and this whole domain is changing. How business is done and will be done will be so different. Like all office spaces have gone empty, but all the homes are getting filled. So restaurants are closing down, social places are closing down. So new avenues is a great opportunity. Whenever there is a rapid change in the society, you have to put your mind to find new avenues. And there's so many new avenues opening here. So one is to just supply the mind and see where can I fit. And I tell you, there's no going back on it. There's going to be so much more opportunity generating out of it. People are nervous right now because they're unable to think that what is the new opportunity. They have to apply their mind. Every time there is a new opportunity.
Thank you. Clearly, they say necessity is the mother of invention. Also, I keep saying every problem comes with an opportunity. You clearly showcase that. And again, really, it's about impact. As long as the business is sustainable, impact matters in life. There are some questions coming your way. There's Urvi who wants to ask you a question. I'd asked my team to get Urvi on video in a while. I let her ask the question. And if there are more questions, please write on the Q&A chat and I'll bring those questions in. My last question before I bring the audience question is, Mr. Kejriwal, we are talking on 30th November 2020. If I talk to you in, say, April 2021, over the next 3 to 4 months, what would you have liked to see happen for i2Cure in terms of numbers, in terms of adoption?
I would. We are very confident of doing revenues in next 12 and 10 billion over next year after that, because by then we will have 20 more applications coming in on our way. Right now we are focusing totally on COVID because that's a need of the hour, but then we'll start opening doors for new avenues. So we look at this company growing up to a $10 billion company next 2 to 3 years.
Okay. And what is the kind of impact in terms of number, in terms of people?
Oh, I would like to at least service 10 million people over the next 6 months in India alone.
Okay. 10 million people kind of building a shield against COVID. Clearly, you have ambitious plans of making an impact. I'm not sure if my team has Urvi on video, but Urvi, let me ask this question on your behalf. Urvi is asking, India spends 3.6% of GDP on healthcare, and the global average is 6% and more, as you know, and only 2% on research and development. What role do you think the private sector can play to bridge this gap?
Oh, a big role. In fact, I've been very actively with mine from my chemical engineer who's been heading Pfizer's research for 30 years, and he just retired last year, and we want to set up a lab in India to create new molecules, which is not being done in India. It is like creating a silicon chip in India, which is not being done. We want to set up some powerful molecular labs in India to do new products, because like for COVID, all over the people are working on it. And similarly, we expect a lot of such epidemics coming up in the future. We want to set up lab, very powerful lab in India very soon.
Okay, there's Ajay Mutreja asking question. Patanjali has also made claims on their immunity products, but they've made no impact. Do you have any scientific data from India to support your claim? This is
Yes.
Ajay Mutreja asking you.
Ajay, we have all the test reports. I can, if you share your address, I can mail you everything. We have test reports of Indian labs, we have test reports of clinic trials from India, from Singapore, from Russia, from US, from Philippines, from Oman, from UAE, multiple countries. We have test reports. We can share them all with you. Patanjali had no test reports at all.
Okay. So, Mr. Mutreja, or any viewer, any reader who wants to connect with Mr. Kejriwal can mail me and I'll connect, or I can give you Mr. Kejriwal's email ID on the chat, or his CEO's, one of the directors, Menon at i2Cure.com, and I'll type it on the Zoom chat so you can reach out directly to the gentleman. So, you know, at the end of the day, this conversation is about saving lives. Even if we protect one life, I think the endeavor and the initiative that Mr. Kejriwal has started would have done its purpose, but I'm sure it will protect more than one life. So we wish you luck, Mr. Kejriwal, and we look forward to talking to you soon again as the adoption of i2Cure grows and we see the results of it. I'm sure the adoption will grow. We wish you luck, and I'm sure this will be a truly made in India product for the world. Thank you, and we're grateful that you talked to BW Healthcareworld. My colleague Kavi Bhandari wants to ask you the last question before we go. Kavi, turn on your video and ask Mr. Kejriwal your question.
Good evening, Mr. Kejriwal. Sir, actually, I don't have any questions because the question I wanted to ask have already been asked. but I still just wanted to say a little bit more about how to get confidence of the product in people, because people are very finicky and suspicious right now.
You've said it so right. This is where I need help, like media people like you, to understand and take it to the people. We are not politicians, we are not media people. We don't know how to reach out to people. So we definitely need a lot of help from people like you to create awareness among people and let them understand what the product is about. Let them try it, and that will be the only way to convince. I don't know of any other way to do it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Kejriwal. As Kavi rightly put, it is about getting the trust of the people, and it is about demonstrating the benefit. I'm sure it will happen, but we wish you luck in your endeavor, and I'm sure you will be able to save, and your product will be able to save some lives by preventing the spread of COVID. Thank you so much. And for those who have missed this interview, you can watch this on the BW Business World YouTube page or read it in tomorrow's newsletter of BW Business World and BW Healthcareworld. Stay safe, stay indoors, use the right products to be able to prevent the spread of COVID. Thank you so much. Good evening.